There it is. That's what most American kids are doing. They're surrounded by technology. And it wasn't always like this. Back in the 60s, fitness was important. Somewhere along the way, we've lost this. I try to keep my kids in the best shape possible, all while still having fun. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I do with my family. Maybe it'll give you some ideas. I'm sure everybody has seen these videos of these little Chinese kids dribbling basketball. They're like 5 years old. 5 years old and ready to cross you up. Look at the skills, the hand-eye coordination. Now on top of that, they got them ready to drop mortars. These kids are learning how to drop mortars. I can't get my kids to do the dishes. So how can you get your kids to exercise? You gotta make it fun. The first step is to get them outside. Kids that play outside are generally healthier. You gotta get them exercising. Get them out and just have them run around. Make everything a game. It doesn't have to be about lifting weights. Of course, a lot of kids play sports, but they're gonna follow your example. So for me, I'm like a big kid. If I see monkey bars, I'm going across them. My kids are the same way.
Keep going, keep going.
So the other day we were seeing how far we could carry each other across a field. It's fun, but at the same time, it's a very good exercise. I can literally think of a workout any place I go. Look, I found a wall. I'm doing jumping over the wall burpees. And the kids made it a game. They saw me doing it, they wanted to do it. Kids develop their motor skills and their coordination in ages 1 through 5. So you gotta get them outside. My wife also sets a good example. And she looks great, especially for having 3 kids. She's almost 40 years old, still running around like a kid just like me. And I get it. It's really easy to just put your kids on a tablet or let them play video games or let them watch TV. But it's also really easy to just take them out to a field and have them run. Like, hey, run, kick this thing. Make a little obstacle course. Run over here, kick this thing. See how many times you guys can do this. They get excited. So, and eventually they'll just start doing it on their own. Everywhere we go, my son will just take off running. They find a set of stairs, they'll run up and down. Didn't even have to tell them to do this. They saw it and they're like, I'm gonna see how many times I can run up these stairs. Go for it. We'll go to a field. Hey, I'm gonna see how many times I can jump across this line. Do it. We sat there for an hour while he did this. We also like to go out in the woods a lot. We go hiking. We learn about nature. It can even be something as simple as
Walking backwards up a mountain.
So, should your kids be training? Yes, I believe so. So, my wife actually last night was telling me that a client of hers, my wife's a hairstylist and a barber, a client of hers' husband was saying every time we ride by their house, meaning our house, they're always outside. They're always riding scooters. They're always jogging or doing something outside. And they think it's, I don't know if they think it's funny or they just think it's crazy. But my kids would rather be outside doing stuff because that's how I've raised them. My kids always want to work out. Anytime we go somewhere, because they see me always wanting to exercise, they want to do that. So anytime we go to like the park, or even if we go to like a empty field, my kids will start jogging. My kids will start doing burpees. My kids will start doing some form of exercise. They're not just going to sit there. And that's because I have instilled that in them since they were little, since they were able to walk. I've made them watch me pretty much take care of myself. And like I said in my last video, kids will copy their parents. So if you're sitting around being lazy, the kids are going to be lazy. Being a parent is a huge responsibility, and I take that very seriously. I'm blessed to be where I am today. I don't think I shouldn't really deserve any of this. So I'm not going to take it for granted. I make sure my kids know that they're not going to sit on their video games all day. I mean, sure, I let them play video games. They do have tablets, but they're not the type that are going to be on there every single day. Like, we're going to go outside, we're going to play catch. We don't have to lift weights. You don't have to make kids lift weights. You can make it fun. You can see in these videos, like, I'm making it fun while also teaching them things like doing burpees. Kind of builds up your endurance, but also I'm like, hey, if I tell you to do something, I want you to do it immediately. Like, there's an emergency and I say, get down, get down. If you got to carry somebody, somebody's hurt, I make them run and carry their brother or sister across the field. They think it's fun, but in a real life situation, if they had to do it, they've already been doing this. They've been running, they've been jumping. Like, it's not going to be any big deal to them. And I see a lot of kids that are the same age as my kids that don't get winded. They can't run like a block without getting winded. That's sad, man. When you see how this country used to instill fitness as like a major component of the school day, like you had to climb ropes and jump and do pull-ups. Like, they don't make you do any of that shit anymore, which is crazy to me. I know it's embarrassing. I remember being embarrassed when they would call you up in gym class and you had to do a pull-up, and most kids couldn't do a pull-up. It's hard. But also what that would do is motivate you. Like, I don't want to be embarrassed again. I'm going to start practicing pull-ups. I want to start doing the monkey bars. I want to build up my strength so I don't get embarrassed next time. I don't know. That's just me. I think that this country has gotten lazy, and I'm not going to let my kids be like that, man. I want my kids to be healthy and strong. All of my kids are not only playing sports, but I also have them in self-defense. Well, all three of them are actually in Muay Thai. And what that does not only teach you self-defense, but it also teaches you respect. Respect your elders, respect for others. Don't fight unless you absolutely have to. A good friend of mine from high school was talking to me the other day. He's like, yeah, I saw your wife post a video of you guys like carrying each other across a football field. Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, I make my family train. I told him, I don't let them sit around like, hey, we're just going to lay around today. No, we're not. We're going outside and we're doing something. We always do something at least every weekend where we go outside for the whole day. We either ride scooters, ride bikes, run, jump. Last weekend we go to a football field and we do lunges across the field. We make it a game. Learn how to do handstands, like just always keeping active. Maybe this will motivate somebody to do something. I'll see you guys on the next one.